Okay, now I want to get to the Google Scholar tip. Okay, so remember what I said to you is when you know what the reference is and you want to quickly bring that into EndNote, go and type that into Google Scholar. And maybe you just know a couple of keywords. So like mine there, I just typed in Alkema CodeFest Agile. And with those combination of those three keywords, it's going to come to the top, okay? Because that's the power of the Google search engine. You just have to give it a couple of keywords and it's going to triangulate on that source quite accurately. Now, underneath the Google Scholar search list there, you will see those two little quotation marks that I point to in the arrow. And again, this is screen grabs from the course. So in the course, I take you through this and I actually do a live demo for you in the course, which you can pick up. But I'm just giving you the highlights now so that you get the value from the session straight away. You see those double quotation marks there. So now let's say you want to cite that source in your thesis or your final report. But first you need to bring it into EndNote. Okay, click that button. Okay, now remember, you know what source you want to reference. Maybe you were searching in Google and you saw a source that looks excellent and you want to cite it. Fantastic. Okay, now not all of the PDFs will be available in your Google search because they are often closed subscription and available only in the academic database. And that's where you need to log in with your university credentials. Okay. But again, you know the source. So it's easy to go and get it in the academic database or to look for it on Google. Now, you can also do this on the academic databases as well. But I just found it so quick and easy on Google because I didn't need to log in anywhere. So you click that quotation marks and a window opens in Google Scholar that says cite. Okay, and you get the 5 styles right there. Can you see that? Is this helping anybody here? When I saw this, okay, now down the bottom there, you see there it says BibTeX, EndNote, RefMan, or RefWorks. Now, to the point on the chat about the question between Mendeley or EndNote, I don't see Mendeley there as an example. So I cannot say whether this will work for Mendeley. But if you click EndNote, the bottom on the right-hand side, you see at the bottom there, it says EndNote. You click EndNote, it generates that little metadata file and it drops it in your Chrome or your browser downloads bar at the bottom. You click that, EndNote automatically opens and it's created that reference in EndNote for you with all the correct referencing information that you need. And that is the power of Google, because Google has gone and pulled all of that information in from the academic databases. It cannot give you access to the PDF, but you've got that little citation and the metadata. One click on Google Scholar, second click on that window, the third click on the little file opens up in EndNote. Once you've got it in EndNote, you attach the PDF. Boom. Okay, guys. So I don't know if you already knew that. Fantastic. Leandri, thank you so much. We must have you on the show sometime, and I'll interview you about all the value that you've got from this. Leandri, for me, that function was a game changer, because to have to go and pull that stuff in from all over the place, the only thing that you have to have is the PDF. And often what I found in EndNote was it was clever enough. If the PDF, if I brought in that reference from Google Scholar and then I loaded the PDF, it automatically linked it in. But very often it didn't link it in. So the only thing you have to do is just go and grab that PDF and you'll have that on your hard drive. And again, please don't think that you can rely on a list of PDF files on your computer somewhere to go and do proper referencing later on. Okay, guys, just in the last few minutes, I've put the course link there. So please go and enroll in the course. Go through it and you get all the information. Couple of last topics quickly just on referencing. This is Google Scholar, and if you set up your profile in Google Scholar, so now you can access the sources, but you can also set up your profile, and it can start bringing through your published works. And this is what I want you guys to aim for: is that as successful students, you need to be publishing. At a minimum, your final report, it will be able to pull it through from your university database. Most of them certainly, and you can see mine there. But once you get something into a journal or a conference, and even if you go look at my profile, there was a question earlier about books. I wrote a woodworking book, and I think it's even pulled it through in Google. So if you were to go into Google Scholar and you would type in the books. I think it was Tabile mentioned about a book earlier, and I promised to come back to that. So in Google Scholar, go type in the book. Go do it now, and then tell us in the Facebook group if it's worked. Go type the book in to Google Scholar. You just need a few keywords, author, something about the title, and then the search, the front page, one of those is going to be your book. Okay? I almost guarantee you, underneath that book, if it's listed in Google Scholar, it's going to have those little quotation marks. You click those quotation marks, click EndNote, launch that file, boom, it's in EndNote. Okay? Can you reference websites and online stuff using EndNote? Yes, you can. Very quickly, in EndNote, there's a feature there. It says create reference, and then you've got a blank thing. Once you create the reference, you get a little drop down. It says, are you referencing a journal article, a blog article, a website, a newspaper article? I think you can even reference a tweet. You can reference a YouTube video. I mean, a couple of my papers, I reference YouTube videos. You can reference this YouTube video if you want this, and then it gives you the fields that are relevant for that type of reference. And then you have to go manually type it in, okay? You don't get, the automatic thing coming in through there. But there might be a way. I just haven't found it. I've only developed it for the proper sort of academic sources and references. And then very importantly, guys, you want to start getting cited, okay? Now, if you have a career in academics, then the number of citations that you get is going to be determined. So remember, lecturers publish or perish, okay? If they don't publish a certain number of articles, that's why they're going to co-author your journal articles, okay? Because then they get a point for a peer-reviewed article, and they get half a point for a conference article. Remember that, okay? Peer review is harder to get in. But if you get referenced in another work in the right way, obviously, Google will pick that up here. And there's other, obviously, tools and etc. that can do it. ResearchGate as well as another one. But Google is just lovely because it just shows you this graph, and then it shows you your H and your I index, okay? And you can go and you can follow some top researchers, and they've got hundreds, thousands of references against their name, and they're at the top of the rankings because everybody is like it's tweeted on Twitter. I mean, you can see when a tweet has got 10,000 likes, that tweet has been seen. Okay, same with the world's academic referencing system, where there's a lot of citations for a work or an author, then that work has got value and it matters for the academic world. Okay, Amy says there's a how-to manual for Mendeley on the Stellenbosch University Library website. And may I just say a warm welcome to Stellenbosch University. And we have now got permission to share these sessions with you guys every week. If you don't get the email for whatever reason, please hop on 12 o'clock every Friday. We will be here. There will be updates in the Facebook group. So even if you join the Facebook group, you'll get all the updates there. Or the emails will come through on a weekly basis from the universities. So Amy, welcome to you. Welcome to all the Stellenbosch. I studied theology. I did a postgraduate diploma in theology at Stellenbosch. I know Stellenbosch well, and I'm just thrilled that you guys have given permission for these sessions to come through on your emails. Okay. Okay. So Louise Krailing is just asking Amy if you could provide a link. Okay, so you guys can just collaborate and help each other there. Tebogo, this is exactly what I needed. Thank you so much. Absolute pleasure, Tebogo. Now, ResearchGate, very quickly. When you load your final report, thesis, or document up into ResearchGate, if you haven't set up a profile there, ResearchGate or academia.edu, those are the two biggest sort of social media equivalents in the academic world. I think ResearchGate is probably, just from what I've read, maybe the better one to invest some time in. When you do that, and I was amazed when I saw this, I just loaded a PDF up into ResearchGate. ResearchGate went in and it analyzed that PDF, and it picked out, because it's got the algorithms, the artificial intelligence, to see where the referencing section is, and then it extracts all the references and it creates a separate tab. So now in ResearchGate, you can see there, it says references 146. Okay, it's a little bit hidden there. I didn't do anything to create that. I had 146 references in my final report. It created all of those references in a separate tab, and it tagged all the authors that I had referenced. So if those authors are on ResearchGate, they get a notification to say, you've been tagged in this dude, Peter Alkema's final report. Now, if you want to collaborate, with those people that you're citing in your work, which you can't just, I mean, you must be involved and, participating in the community or your field, etc. I found this incredibly powerful. Now, for me, this is technology and artificial intelligence. You've done your PDF, you've done the work, you've cited everything, you've done it. That's fantastic. Academic databases sort you out. Now, in the sort of social media world of the academic community, where people are following each other's research, etc., boom, now your references have created points of collaboration for you in ResearchGate.